my beautiful and makeup loving friends. If this is your first time to my channel, thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Emily and today we're going to be talking all about the indie brand Looxi Beauty. So I legit, kid you not, just filmed this entire freaking video without even pressing record on my camera. What is wrong with me? I have no idea. I don't have a monitor or a viewfinder or whatever it's called. I don't really know what happened there, but I'm a little bummed out, but the show must go on. So you guys know that I absolutely love indie brands so freaking much. They have amazing products for decent prices, usually cheaper than regular mainstream brands, and more than likely a better quality than mainstream brands. Now, this is not to be said for all indie brands, but a lot of them do really surpass what we see in Sephora's and what we see at Ulta's, so I really try to showcase them here on my channel. I try to show them off in Indie Interest, which is a makeup show that I do every few weeks, showing new products, and I want to bring you guys more indie brand reviews. So today we are going to be diving into Looxi Beauty, which is a pretty popular indie brand. A lot of people have heard of them from YouTube. They have some really good products, so let's go ahead and jump on in to what I have by them. Now, this little guy here contains all of my Looxi Beauty products minus one eyeshadow that is chilling right over there on the table that could not fit in along with the rest of these guys. But I just want to go over all of my products that I have with you and show you everything, swatch everything, give you little mini reviews, and just show off all of these beautiful goodies because they are all amazing. Everything I've tried from Looxi is awesome. So let's jump right on in. Now let's get started with my absolute favorite product from Looxi Beauty, and that is this highlight down here, which is the shade Mimosa. I'm wearing this on my cheekbones today. It is a beautiful, warm, light champagne gold shade, and I own the Anastasia Beverly Hills and Reezy collab that came out last year. I own that baby, and this is almost an exact dupe. I personally like this a little bit better. I think the highlight is a little bit more suitable for my skin tone. I think that this specific shade of highlight is just perfect for my skin tone. I absolutely love it. And all of Looxi Beauty's highlighters retail for $7.50. And in my opinion, the quality is just as good as the ABH one. Now, jumping on over to this really deep toned peach highlight here, this is the shade Valley Girl. This is a gorgeous, super foiled, high shine, peachy, golden, pinky type of highlight. This would be absolutely beautiful on you if you have a very deep complexion, but I personally like to use it as an eyeshadow or as a blush topper. It shears out really nicely to be just a nice, subtly shimmery type of blush topper, but you can really build it up on the eyes to get a lot of high shine, peachy, goldeny goodness. Now, jumping right on up to these two highlights up here, these are both some of Looxi Beauty's iridescent highlights. They have so many different types of highlighters to choose from on their website. They literally have a highlighter for everyone. They have all sorts of different colors. They have blues, purples, pinks, golds, really deep golds for deep complexions, and super white icy highlights for people with porcelain skin. So they're really going to cover any highlight need that you have. But this one up in the corner here is the shade Stripped. This is a beautiful light iridescent pink shade. When you wear this highlight on your cheeks, if you have my type of skin complexion, it will look a little bit ashy and a little bit white, but when you turn your head to the side, it has this gorgeous hot pink sheen to it. So I don't really mind the lightness and the kind of ashiness of this specific highlighter. It's just a little bit light for my complexion, so I do not think that honestly either of these two highlighters would be good for someone with deeper complexions, but like I said, they have so many on the website that you have a bunch to choose from. Now, the second one over here is the shade Stripped, and this is a light kind of white iridescent gold type of shade. This is an almost spot on dupe for the shade Halo from Give Me Glow Cosmetics, which is a very popular highlighter by them. It is always sold out and it is $10 more than this bad boy. This highlighter does have a gold undertone to it, but it has a very strong white iridescence to it that almost translates to look a little bit kind of bluish green on the face. So I personally love using this shade for an inner corner highlight, And for a brow bone highlight, I have that on my eyes today, and I think it looks freaking awesome. So let's jump into my second favorite product that Looxi Beauty has to offer, and that is their liquid metal shadows, which is going to be consisting of these two rows here in my Z palette. The liquid metal shadows are basically just foiled eyeshadows, but they are so freaking foiled and shiny and bright on the eyes, and I think that the term liquid metal really suits them well. They're some of the smoothest foiled shadows that you'll ever use. I don't get a lot of transfer with them. They last all day. They build up really nicely. I am more than impressed with the formula of these babies. Now, my absolute favorite out of all of the ones that I've tried is this gorgeous hot pink up here, which is the shade Tesla. It's a beautiful bubblegum pink foiled shade, but it has a bit of a blue duochrome iridescence to it, which is very unique in a pink shadow. I mean, when do we ever see a blue and pink duochrome eyeshadow? I absolutely love it. I wear it all the freaking time. It is one of my absolute favorite pink eyeshadows that I have in my collection, and that is saying a lot, my friends. Now, moving on over to the second eyeshadow here, this is the shade Flower Child. This is a deeper rose iridescent shade, and it has a bit of a green and gold iridescence to it, so it's a very unique shade. It's a little bit deeper than Tesla, but it's still really beautiful, and I really like to wear these two together. Now, I'm sure that you were eyeballing this beautiful rose gold in the corner here. This is the shade Lavish, and it's the most beautiful, most perfect rose gold that you will ever use. This shadow leans more so on the gold side, but it does have a beautiful kind of pinky, rosy hue to it that really peeks through, and that you can really see when you turn your face and you turn your eyes. You can really see the beautiful rose gold goodness happening there. Now, moving right on down to the second row of shadows here, we have the shade Platinum Pink, which is a cool toned, deep, icy pink with a little bit of a silver kind of bluish shift to it. It's a lot deeper than the shadows that I've shown you guys thus far, but it's still really beautiful on the eyes, and I personally love to pair it with purples. Then we have Foxy Lady, which is a lavender eyeshadow that has a gold sheen running throughout it. It's kind of like Platinum Pink in the sense where it's a bit deeper than some of the other ones that they offer, but it's still really beautiful nonetheless, and both of these shades lean a bit more cool toned than the ones that I've shown you so far. Then finally, we have this gorgeous maroon, kind of rusty ruby red foiled eyeshadow. And this is the shade One Night Stand. I absolutely love using this when I'm going for a deep, smoky red eye. I love putting this all over the lid if I really want to go for something very dramatic. It's super eye-catching, and it's very unique. I haven't really seen a whole lot of shadows like this, if we're being honest here. So moving on to the third row, this is my only pressed pigment from Looxi Beauty. Now, to me, from what I've tried, their pressed pigments are more so kind of like pressed glitters mixed with the foil eyeshadow. So it's not 100% a pressed glitter, but there is a lot of glitter in there, but you still get a lot of shine and a lot of impact on the eyes. Now, I personally always pair all of my shimmer shadows, whether it's a pressed glitter, a foiled, a shimmer, a metallic, whatever it may be, I always reach for a glitter glue because I have sort of hooded eyes. I kind of have a weird eyelid situation, so I always put down a glitter glue, and I haven't had a whole lot of transfer or a whole lot of fallout with this guy. And I haven't even told you guys the name or the color of the eyeshadow yet. I've just rambled on about whether or not it transfers. And this is the shade Doll Face. Now, I currently own 2 of these because I just loved it so freaking much, and it was on sale on the website for $2.50, so you really can't beat that. It's a beautiful pinky golden iridescent eyeshadow. This shade has a really strong gold sparkle, and it has more so of a pink base, and you can really see it on the eyes. It's super attention grabbing, and it catches the light beautifully. So now we're moving into the Aurora shadows, which to me are kind of like a duochrome, but honestly, some of the liquid metals seem to have a duochrome property to them. So I would consider the Aurora shadows to be like a duochrome shimmer versus the liquid metals, which are more so of a foiled shadow with some duochrome properties to them. Now, this is the shade Sweet Tooth. Now, it might just look like your average everyday cream colored kind of white iridescent eyeshadow, but you are wrong, my friend. It is not that at all. This shade might look white at first, but once you pack it onto the eyes and start to move your head around or start to move your hand around if you've swatched it, you will notice a beautiful hot pink shine to this eyeshadow. This shadow has a bit of a hot pink micro shimmer to it that you can really see on the eyes. It really catches the light beautifully, but the most impressive thing to me about this eyeshadow is that it has that gorgeous hot pink sheen to the shadow. It's a super unique shade to me, and I personally haven't really seen a whole lot of eyeshadows like this on the market. Now, the last shade on this side over here is the shade Glazed and Confused, and I absolutely love that name. It reminds me of a glazed Krispy Kreme donut, which I have been craving so badly lately, and the name of the shadow is not helping that any. Now, at first glance, this eyeshadow might just look like your everyday average metallic foiled cream shade, but it is not. It has a beautiful green, pink, and gold iridescence to it that you can really see on the eyes, which is very surprising because I don't really expect to see that much out of an eyeshadow like this, especially when it has that kind of neutral cream base to it. But you can really see that green and pink and even a little bit of the gold shine through. It's a really unique shadow and I absolutely love it. Now let's jump into the last row of my Z palette here. This shade over in the corner is the shade Mirage. Now, I initially bought this because I saw on the Looxi Beauty Instagram that they were trying to dupe out some shades from one of the Pat McGrath palettes, the $125 palettes that I always find myself looking at but never wanting to buy because it's so damn expensive. And they were basically just comparing some of their shades to the Pat McGrath shades, and they looked basically spot on. So I went ahead and picked up Mirage, which is a beautiful bronze with pink and blue iridescence to it. This shade has some micro glitter in it that's very finely milled, so it's not super chunky on the eyes or anything like that, but it is a little bit more sheer than anything that I've shown you thus far, so it does just need a little bit more packing onto the lid. You need to layer it up a little bit more, but everything layers really beautifully, and you really get that high impact shine once you do layer this baby up. You can really see the blue and the pink and the bronze all in the shadow. It's very multi-dimensional and it's very unique, kind of like all of these Aurora shadows. They're all really unique colors. So now jumping into my two shimmers on the bottom here, we have the shade Dreamboat, which is a beautiful periwinkle blue shimmer with a bit of a lilac undertone. And then we have the shade Moneymaker, which I think that the name is so fitting for this type of shade. It is a beautiful olive green and it makes me think of either olives or money. So let's go ahead and jump into my matte eyeshadows that I own from Looxi Beauty on the end here. This beautiful caramel apple green is the shade Caramel Apple. It's a beautiful matte mid-toned olive with a lot of yellow in it, so it just looks super bright and fresh on the eyes. I'm wearing it today and I absolutely love it. It layers up beautifully, it builds really nicely on the eyes, it blends easily. Honestly, what more could you ask for in a Granny Smith green apple colored shadow? Moving on to this broken guy over here that I unfortunately broke a few days ago. This is the shade Cypress, which is a gorgeous evergreen tree colored forest green. I currently have this on my eyes as well. I have it on the outer corner and I have it kind of blended in with caramel apple in the crease, and it's a beautiful deep green. Now, this shade has a little bit more fallout than some of the other ones that I've used and it doesn't blend as nicely, but to me, that's to be expected when it comes to these really deep greens or really deep blues or really deep purples. You kind of take that risk, but I still think it works really nice on the eyes. I think that this color combo down here is absolutely beautiful and I just love it. I think it's so unique, it's such a beautiful shade, and it didn't let me down. So the purple on the end here is called La Di Da, and I've shown this on my channel before. It's a beautiful Barney colored purple. All I think of when I see this shade is Barney the dinosaur. You feel me? It looks just like Barney. It's a beautiful mid-toned kind of pinky purple matte shade. I absolutely love it. It blends really nicely. It layers up really nicely. It's a really decent purple eyeshadow. And finally, the little guy that I couldn't fit in the Z palette here is the shade Tart. And this is my second favorite eyeshadow from Looxi Beauty. And looking at this shadow, you might just think, that's pretty basic, that looks pretty vanilla, but it is a beautiful transition color. This is one of my favorite transition colors that I own in my entire collection. It's a perfect matte baby pink that shows up pretty pink on the eyes, but it blends out just so nicely, and I absolutely love this little guy. But with that being said, that is absolutely everything that I own from Looxi Beauty. I have been so overjoyed and so overly impressed with everything that I've tried from the brand. I really enjoy their price points. Their prices are definitely right, but low prices don't really matter if the quality isn't very good. But luckily, that is not the case with Looxi Beauty. Their quality is absolutely amazing. I find them to be very comparable comparable with high-end brands, and I really enjoy everything that I've tried from them, and I will continue to purchase from them, and I know that a lot of people like them and feel the same as me as well. But that is going to be wrapping up this Looxi Beauty brand review and showing off all my Looxi Beauty products. Please do let me know down in the comments below, what have you tried from Looxi Beauty? Has everything worked for you like it's worked for me, or do you have some things that haven't really worked for you? Leave it in the comments below because everyone can take a look at it and see how everyone feels about Looxi Beauty. But I personally think they are awesome. But I do hope that you consider subscribing if you have not already. I am doing all sorts of makeup goodness happening here on this channel, and I do plan on doing some more indie brand reviews, so go ahead and subscribe to stay tuned for that. I do also hope that you consider giving this video a big old thumbs up and turning that notification bell on if you do enjoy my videos, because YouTube doesn't want to let anyone know what I am posting. I mean, they literally unsubscribed my own mom, okay? My own mom. Really, YouTube? Y'all gonna unsubscribe my own mom? That ain't cool, guys. But I hope you are having an absolutely amazing and fantastic day wherever you are, and thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you next time. Bye!